month of July 2025. We'll kind of get right into the cards here and see what is coming in for you. We are starting out with the Nine of Cups, so this is a definite blessing. This is a really, really good card. Something that you've coming through. You have emotional satisfaction, and some kind of wishes coming true. And I should, before I get right into all of this, for those of you that are new to my channel, how I read the cards is I go through the individual meanings and then we'll tie it all together with the clarifiers. So basically I pulled two cards, and so even though I pulled them all together one big pile on this one, I'll take it as it resonates as well. You're not all making decisions on a Monday or a Friday. Some of you are going to work through the energy a little bit longer out into the month, so time frame may be a little bit less clear, but let's get right in there. So as I said, we are looking at Nine of Cups. This is definitely a desired, thing that you've got contentment, you've got something that's giving news. I feel like there's a small victory here that's going to be something that's worthwhile for you, something that you've wanted, like I said. The Strength card is the inner resilience, the patience to kind of get to something and to, get through a situation. So, you've maybe had to tame your inner fears and your doubts and kind of deal with things, internally and externally to get to this point. But either way, I feel like something contractual, something that may be coming through in terms of like a contract or legal situation with the King of Swords, also dealing with the Libra energy here as well, is giving you some kind of truth, logical, important decision that's come through here. And this is something that's fair. This is something that is a wise decision. Could also represent as a strong-minded person, coming through as well. However, there is also a disagreement in that area. There's some kind of a conflict or an argument. There's mental tension. So you want to avoid ego battles, who's trying to prove who is right and wrong and this kind of thing. It's just a warning. That'll just drain energy and it becomes a toxic pattern. So we are at the Four of Pentacles. So I feel like in terms of your finances, I feel like you're really holding tight onto the money. There's a level of security or emotional boundaries, things that you're really holding back. You're protective of your resources at this time. You're hesitant to open fully, but you are still seeking stability of some sort. Six of Pentacles, this is you where the balance is being restored. There's more of a give and take and a dynamic and a connection. Again, could be also dealing with that Libra energy there, but there is something here of reciprocity. So helping and sharing with one another. And it just feels like there's maybe even repayment or some kind of financial support where you're giving generously to another. Another is also helping out to balance things. The Two of Swords does feel like there has been a bit of a blockage or a stalemate, something like that in an area of life, but you are seeing clearly, like you're out to make that decision and trust your intuition here because it is bringing about a financial gain. And again, there's a financial opportunity, also possibly a job offer or something here which is going to offer a stable beginning. But there's a blessing coming in here of growth and abundance, and it will be a practical level of success, but it's a really grounded energy. So it does mean it shows up in the material world, in the physical way. It's not something that's staying in the mind. It's not just emotional, it's tangible. So I feel like this, again, with the Temperance card as the bottom card of the deck, this is also you moving calmly toward a long-term goal. But there is emotional wish fulfillment. Like I said, you've got the courage, so you got to push it through a little bit. Hi, Poppy. Yeah, for sure, ask a question. You got to push through, but there is more of a give and take in one another in a situation. And despite the fact that you're kind of holding back in a certain area of your life emotionally, I feel like you're making great decisions and you're avoiding any kind of impulsive reactions here. So again, whatever that warm energy is coming through with the Nine of Cups, like a wish fulfillment situation here, whatever you've wanted is helping to balance, and you're sharing with that energy. Hi, Rocky. Oh, of the pyramid. Well, that is, I actually got that at a it was just actually kind of a little token thing that a Khufu three-dimensional sort of thing that I went to, which was amazing, by the way. If anybody wants to go see that, I don't know where it's showing. This was in Canada, so I don't know where everybody is, but it was amazing. But yeah, that was actually at a Khufu three-dimensional, you wear the head and you go through. It's not actually pink, but I cleaned it with something and I think it took a little bit of the paint off, which is probably not a wise deal there. But it took a little bit of the paint off or something there, but I still love it. And I love Egyptian stuff. So you guy, interesting. Hi, Rocky, hi, Jet, Jeff. But yeah, it is, yeah, like I said, I mean, it was a really cool show. When you go through, it's virtual reality, of course. And of course, when you go through on the pyramid of Khufu, it is, there is a guide that takes you through and gives you all of the historical representations of not just the pyramids, but you're being uplifted inside the pyramid as well. And and I have a fear of heights. First, when you're going up on, they take away sort of the ground level of everything. Moderator for my channel. I don't even know if I'm on here enough to get a moderator, but I definitely feel like when you're going up pyramid and they leave you on a small platform of a few rocks, and it's very real in the moment, especially if you have a fear of heights, like I say, to elevate like that. And then they take you through where you have to kind of, go down into tunnels, and it's an experience. I loved it. And there is, they also take you out onto a boat, and you're above the water, and then you're into the sky like a god amongst the clouds. It's the coolest show. If you ever get a chance to see it, it's the 3D Khufu show. Really, really amazing. All right, so kind of get to some of the questions. I don't think it's pink, although it might be coming. I don't know how it's coming across there. It is gold, but again, I wiped it with something and it's some of my paint, so I guess it's yeah, it is what it is. So I'm just, sorry, Poppy, I'm reading a question. You're Samya, and you met Kostubu yesterday, and what does he truly feel about the meeting and his true intention about you? Oh, okay, we can do that. And Gemini, I might do a more in-depth reading for you later, but if you have any questions and you're a Gemini, throw it up there. Okay, so how does Samya and how does Kostuba feel about Samya? How does Kostuba feel about Samya? How does Kostuba feel about Samya after their meeting? I think there's good communication between you two. I don't know if somebody lives at a distance. Oh, what's the tower? What's the tower? Why the tower? I don't know if somebody lives at a distance, but let's just see here. What does Samya and Kostuba feel about Samya? King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the Sun, World, Tower, King of Cups, Eight of Cups. Bottom of deck, Three of Wands, which I'll pull through. Okay, just in looking at it, I don't know if somebody has a fair amount of money or is fairly stable financially, but it kind of looks like that. Somebody's very stable and grounded, or they see you that way. I'm not sure how this resonates, but again, there's some kind of reliability. Like, I would say that one person, like there's a respect for, like there's a mature wisdom for sure. And I feel like they have a respect for you and maybe what you bring to the table. Like there's some kind of practical strength here financially. Again, don't know if it's you or them, but either way, when we're getting to the Ace of Swords, it's like it is a truth or a breakthrough in the connection. Help them to sort of feel like they connect with you on some level. Communication or this mental sharpness or whatever, they feel communicate with you and they can be honest with you and direct. And I feel like, it's like a fluid communication there. I would say with the Sun card, they feel joy or positivity around you. Like they feel optimistic around this connection and they're happy about it. Like there's some kind of lighter energy when you're around them. The World card, again, sort of speaks to me as somebody's kind of reached a level of mastery. Somebody's quite mature coming through here. I don't know who this is, but, and again, this could also indicate there's some kind of a distance here. However, there is going to be some kind of a sudden shock or change or revelation that shake things. And so there's some kind of a challenge that's going to be up ahead that is going to force you to kind of reevaluate the situation, whether you or them. But there's something here that is, despite that upheaval or that, information that comes in that kind of, shakes things, I feel like there is even in the chaos. Like somebody has emotional maturity and a deep respect keeps coming through. Deep respect, and emotional maturity and love. The Eight of Cups to me is also, where things are like somebody's coming through with quite a level of wisdom, but there's almost a feeling of withdrawing their emotions because there's something here about maybe that tower moment, or that awareness. And maybe they're walking away from an old situation where they, maybe there was something they had an issue around and they've had to step away. But it feels like it's something to do with them and not with you. But the underlying here is still something about planning and expanding and kind of waiting for things to really, move ahead. But either way, I feel like things will unfold and there is growth in this connection. This could be somebody that feels to you, or that there is some sense of, long-term kind of connection here as well. But I feel like there's some kind of truth or something that they may be aware of that kind of, is a bit of a surprise that kind of shakes things, but you still go forward with them. And I feel like there's still delays in the action there, but again, there's something that they're kind of struggling with, I would say there. Hi, Bea. So hopefully that resonates, but I feel overall they have a deep respect for you and there's a good connection there. Just reading through, guys. Give me one more second. All right. Maybe I'll ask one last. What is the best thing that's coming through for Gemini? Probably the finance with the Ace of Cups. What's the best thing coming through for Gemini in the month of July? How do they feel about July? How are they feeling about themselves in July? And what is the best thing coming through? How are they feeling about themselves in July? And this part is just sort of the general for the collective Geminis. Okay, so how is Gemini feeling in the month of July? And what is the best thing coming through in the month? Two of Pentacles, Chariot, Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, bottom of deck, Hermit. Okay, overall, I feel like you're kind of still in an isolation mode. You're still kind of juggling some things. Hi, Aaliyah. Yeah, I guess I could do the Libra for July too, even though we're in a Gemini reading. But I did do one. I did do a reads there for the month of July for Libra also. But we'll answer that question too. But what I see here for Gemini is you're feeling busy. You feel like you're juggling too many priorities here, or you're trying to maintain some kind of balance. I feel like your feelings are overwhelming in some way, and you feel like you need to adapt quickly and be capable of what's, kind of coming at you. I feel like you're really determined to overcome and to stay focused, and to mitigate those challenges. Excuse me, but I feel like you're moving forward in a confident way, even though like Nine of Pentacles tells me there is some kind of money that's coming in here for sure. But I feel like you're taking control of your direction here, and I do feel like there's momentum, there's ambition, there's a breakthrough of some sort, as I said, this month. But I feel like you feel much more self-sufficient. And again, there's an independent feel here. You're proud of your achievements. This thing that's coming through, I feel like you have satisfaction in your personal growth, finances, or at least on the appearance of that, it's looking good. I feel like you actually, it brings about a feeling of gratitude and almost, you're enjoying the fruits of your labor thing, even if you are feeling like you're standing alone in it, because like I said, Nine of Pentacles and Hermit, it feels like you're still kind of going through a bit of a transition, even with the Death card far below that. But that is an indicator that it's like a big change. But we had the Eight of Pentacles in here as well, and it goes 8 to 9 of Pentacles. So there's definitely advancement in terms of finances. I feel like you're motivated to work hard this month. You're building skills, in something new possibly, but whatever it is, I feel like you're really starting to focus on the details more. There is a real sense of commitment and improvement, and there's emotional satisfaction. Definitely a feeling of productivity for you. And underlying, I feel like, you are deeper wisdoms here. And I feel like this only comes with, people that have done the shadow work or go through life and sort of figure out their answers instead of just glossing over and keeping busy and distracting themselves. Sometimes you have to do that, but also sometimes you have to pull out one of the dark shadows and start working with it and quietly planning and spiritually allowing yourself sort of reflect on it, study it, figure it out. And so you, I feel, are moving into the next chapter of your life. And you're feeling like, I feel like you're fairly in this month. Again, focus, progress, determination, and victory over your obstacles with that Chariot card. And I feel like there's a lot of dedicated effort and there's skill development in this month. So you're learning something new here. And I feel like you're feeling pretty grounded and comfortable. So overall, like I said, I feel like you're stepping into a version of your own temple, of your own true self, and it feels like you're still balancing things out despite the busyness of things. But I feel like this is the best energy coming out here. And hi, Carmen. Okay, we'll do one more question for Aaliyah. I like to get it before my phone dies. It overheated once today. Okay, so now what is coming through for Aaliyah as a Libra? What's the best thing that's coming through in July for Libra? What is the best thing coming through for Libra, Aaliyah, in July? Oh, what's the Tower? Empress. World, 10 of Wands. Sun card at the bottom of the deck. So let's just do that. Okay, best thing coming in for Libra, month of July. Tower, Empress, World, 10 of Wands, bottom of deck, Sun. So I'm going to say that something that looks like it's a major change, shakes things up, could be around a mother figure here as well, with that Tower next to the Empress, the main card out. So it's a big change, and it could be in around abundance, could be in around money as well. The 10 of Wands obviously has been a lot of burden. You're at the end scale of something, but there is a level of optimism with the Sun card. What I would say is, like I said, whatever that Tower is for you, it seems to be around kind of an emotional thing. But the best thing out of it is that, despite the fact that it initially feels disruptive, it's a necessary breakthrough. It's a sudden change from what has been stuck. And so, again, old structure, false belief, burden, whatever, that's dismantling. And so there's something here about you becoming more authentic now. Things are starting to turn around. The Empress is definitely, more abundance. It's more of a nurturing energy. There's something here around more creativity. It's self-love. It's, all the things that are beautiful and dealing with growth. So I feel like this could be birth of a new idea for others, but it's something to do with, also could be family blessing here as well. But you're at so many, like the World card is an end card. That's a major cycle that's completing successfully. And I feel like you'll feel a lot more accomplished, a lot more whole, and you're ready for the next chapter. And that's the one is closing, the karmic loops, the long-standing life lessons, all of that. You're at a 10 of Wands as a Libra. And I know it's a Gemini reading, but this is just sort of, but yeah, sorry, I know it's Gemini reading, but this is just because of a question. So I'm answering it for Libra. But the Ten of Wands is the burden. It's been heavy, or take it as it resonates. May be something that's relevant to you, but the burden has been heavy and it's coming to an end. So the Ten of Wands is the exhaustion. The relief is coming. There is a completion. And then the underlying energy, of course, is the sun. There's joy, there's positivity, there's success, there's, it's an illumination. You're getting clear on something, and it's more warmth, it's more happiness. So that is the highest good. It leads to freedom. It's a necessary change with that tower moment, but I feel like overall it is successful. There's something that's been gained. So when the wall crumbles, that's where the letters, and what needs to fall away falls away, and that's where you find the little hidden garden. So again, look at it as something that is blooming, and you're embracing that. This is, a divine direction. So it's a really good energy, really good path there. But I would say, the initial tower is the shakeup, and that's probably where you have to do a little bit of an adjustment, course correction. Related around a King of Cups, a Cancer energy here, water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio coming through here for that Libra question, but there's something along that line. So, and yeah, Karthik, it is. I'm doing it for free. Love donations. If anybody wants to donate, that's even great too. But like that. One last question, and then I'm going to wrap it up for Gemini. So for Karthik, what is coming in for Karthik? What is coming in for Karthik? What is coming for Karthik in the month of July? Sorry if I mispronounced that. It's coming in for Karthik in the month of July. Ooh, you've got some kind of victory, some kind of, there's a healing as well. Oh my God, it's a relationship thing with a Nine of Cups. You're looking great. What's in for Karthik? Six of Wands, Star, Two of Cups, Nine of Cups at the bottom. Devil under. Okay, so starting out with the Six of Wands, and I'm just doing this one just before I head out there, Karthik, is the Six of is telling me that there's something here of, again, something you're getting recognition for, or a victory, something that you can, maybe you've got an achievement of some sort, but you're getting kind of respect or public acknowledgement, something you can be proud of anyway, regardless. And it feels like it is bringing about some sense of healing, renewed faith in life. And so whatever you've done, it feels like everything is starting to go in your favor, because it's like a divine blessing or a spiritual alignment or guidance of some sort, physical rejuvenation, emotional, whatever. Because the Two of Cups tells me that something is within your reach, a dream, a wish, something is within your reach. With that Two of Cups, there's a strong relationship or a partnership or a connection that's blooming or deepening, and this I feel is an existing relationship. It's an important alliance to you. Could be business, could be friendship, but either way it's deepening. And definitely with the Nine of Cups on there and that Six of Wands, oh my God, this is wish fulfillment. Something that you've wanted coming in for you, something that you were hoping for is arriving. The only thing that I would say here with the Devil energy is it is a warning of attachment or addiction or temptation to something that could be feeling trapped or something along that line, but it's still a positive outcome. Just remain, in that space of don't be overindulgent. And it's also kind of sometimes unhealthy patterns in a relationship, but there's still success in that connection regardless. So something that you've wanted is turning around in your favor. And then outside of that, like I said, it just feels like it's more of a loving connection, and there's more of an openness, and something that you wanted out of that connection is starting to manifest for you. So that is what I have for all of you, and keep moving forward, guys. Never give up.